Yo, the check just came, man. Cash in the building. Yeah, so look, bro. Kendrick Lamar and how he created GNX track by track. We're gonna go ahead and react to this video, y'all. Before we get into the video, though, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. As always, let's get straight into the video.
On the 22nd of November 2024, Kendrick Lamar dropped a surprise album out of nowhere. In fact, even Interscope Records didn't find out about it until the morning it was released. And the people working with Kendrick the night before had no idea.
And I think this was the reason behind that is because I believe Interscope Record wasn't even trying to let him release his song. I think it was something to do with Katy Perry or some shit like that. He couldn't release his song or his album or something like that. But you know, Kendrick, he gonna bend the rules a little bit, and he definitely gonna drop his music, dog.
In the studio the night before the album came out.
The day before that shit dropped, we had left the booth, you feel me? The previous night type shit. Man, nigga woke up next day, that shit was out, that shit was crazy.
GNX is Kendrick's shortest album, only 44 minutes long. It doesn't have any skits or deep meanings. The album is named after a car he's always wanted and finally got.
I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite and just the grit of rap, just all raps and hard.
And I appreciate this by Kendrick Lamar. He went back all the way to that Good Kid, Mad City energy and ended up creating an album that was incredible, dog. I love that album. I love GNX. I'm gonna end up buying the album cover, dog. Not the album cover, but the vinyl.
Ass beats, and that's like the basics for me. I thought about what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard raps, good beats, that's smacking, right?
It's a celebration of West Coast culture. Think of it as a sonic journey through LA, where Kendrick picks up his favorite up-and-coming West Coast artists along the way.
Did he tell you what song put him onto you, or what, like when he got put onto you?
Yeah, since 6 Block, since the first one.
Since 6 Block, he's been watching.
He knew the whole, like, he knew some of the lyrics. He knew about the, like, some of the story.
When I was in jail the whole time, like literally since 2020, I've been hearing Kendrick Lamar asked about you, like certain homies, the homie Doughburger, rest in peace.
It came through my boy. He like, bro, you know Kendrick Lamar looking for you. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, you for real? He like, bro, I wouldn't be playing like type shit.
One day my phone kept blowing up. Hey, he looking for you. Kendrick looking for you. Different hoods, like 5 different hoods called me in one day.
That's dope though. It's crazy that Kendrick can put something together like this, because you wouldn't expect Kendrick Lamar to come out of nowhere and just support everybody, dog. You feel me? But that's why Kendrick was blessed, bro. Just to give back to the community, dog. That's something special, and he probably changed a lot of people's lives, dog.
First voice we hear on the record is that of Daria Barrera, a mariachi singer. The story is Kendrick and his people were in the building for a Dodgers game on the night where she was performing, and they really liked what they were hearing.
Yeah, this was dope right here. I was like, who's the Mexican that's singing and shit? But this was dope.
3 days later, she was contacted and invited to the studio. The main producers on GNX are Soundwave and Jack Antonoff, who worked on every track. But of course, there are a bunch of other producers credited on the record. What's interesting is that Kendrick is also credited on production a couple times. He's very hands-on, often sparking ideas, giving specific requests, or setting the direction for producers. For the song Hey Now, Kendrick wanted something unique that others wouldn't get on, and Mustard had the perfect beat. He created it in 2019, aiming to make a West Coast version of grinding, which is simple but iconic. Literally just drums and bass. When Mustard played it for other artists, they didn't connect, but Kendrick immediately saw the vision.
Well, you said hey Now, is it YG that you gave that to first?
I ain't gonna lie, that beat is a little hard. Like if I was a rapper, or if I rapped on that beat, it would have been pretty difficult to rap on that though. I wouldn't have thought Kendrick could make something so special out of that beat though.
That he
Hey Now, I made in front of him and he was like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, all right. And then I played it for Quavo and I'm like, yo, bro, like, you should do this. And he's like, what, I'm supposed to whisper? And I'm like, and I remember Kendrick told me something like, man, send me something that you did. That's like, it's crazy that nobody, like, it don't sound like nothing else. And I'm like, I got the perfect one. As soon as I sent it, he was like, oh yeah, that's it. And when he said that, I was like, oh shit. I sent him Hey Now way before Not Like Us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I sent him Hey Now. Hey Now is a beat that I made in like 2019 or 2018 or something.
For the song GNX, he wanted an ignorant West sound with space in the drums, and Rascal the producer delivered exactly that. The story behind Squabble Up is also notable. Kendrick gave Scott Bridgway the original When I Hear Music song to sample. Bridgway then picked the best 10 seconds and made a beat in 30 minutes. He took it back to Kendrick, who heard it and then freestyled for another 30 minutes before writing the song. According to Bridgway, the track was finished that same day. TV Off came from 2 separate beats that Mustard sent.
And I fuck with Squabble Up. I fuck with Squabble Up, bro. It did sound like he freestyled on that a little bit, but it was so well put together that it was just like something that you feel me, you and your homies in a car and they just rapping. That's what I said. It gave me that vibe of Good Kid, Mad City, though.
Kendrick recorded over both and turned them into one song.
They're gonna
So
say
like,
it's a LA
these are
thing.
unlimited beats. That's all Kendrick shit.
Holy
Like that's
shit.
all beats I just send them.
The first sample on TV Off was done by Sean Momberger, who also worked on Not Like Us with Mustard.
We've just been locked in, just making beats all day, and we just have a good creative rapport. So we were just locked in trying to make stuff for Kendrick, and he was texting Kendrick like 5 beats a day. And
The now viral Mustard scream in the second half of the song was Kendrick mimicking Goku when he first turned Super Saiyan.
Hey,
I ain't know about that though. That's dope.
Other key collaborators include Ink.
My homegirl, Ink, actually, we was talking about this in the studio. She brought us in the studio.
Ink contributed heavily to GNX. She produced and wrote on Luther, did the call and response with Kendrick on Squabble Up. She also sang on Dodger Blue and wrote and produced on Gloria.
So like, just like that, I ain't gonna lie, like his mind, he's on a different level, bro. He's just a different beast. He's so.
I want to see how Kendrick create his music, dog. I want to be in the studio with Kendrick. Hopefully one day I could be in the studio with Kendrick, dog, just to see the process of how he writes his music and how he lays out his tracks and shit like that. This dope.
Humble, but yet so aggressive in his passion. It's like the switch comes on and off, but like, and that's what we bring to the table with each other. Like, we just inspire each other. And I think I love working with artists that really just let me be authentically me and just show up for them however they want me to show up.
Something that stood out to me while I was doing research is Kendrick knows exactly what he needs when inviting artists into the studio. He often lays down a rough reference to show them exactly what he wants. For example, on his last album, Soundwave once walked into the studio to find Kendrick arguing with himself, using 2 voices, one being his and the other one acting as a woman's voice. The song he was working on was We Cried Together. On Peekaboo, he recorded a mumble reference that sounded exactly like AZ Chike before AZ even entered the studio.
The day before, he was in New York and he already did the song. He said he already heard me on it. So when he played it, his parts was already on there, and the parts I was supposed to be on, he was mumbling how I rap. Yeah, that's you.
That's
I'm
your
like,
pocket.
oh, okay, bet. Like, you know what I mean? So told me like, rap, bro, just rap. He like, when you rap, just rap like. When they hear this, they want to ask like, who the fuck is this? Like, I did like 4 different verses to Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Wow. Peekaboo was a lot longer than that, but I think he was just doing it just to have more to work with.
Yeah.
So like, I did the first half. He came in like, that's hard. Do this.
He also wanted him to do the hook by himself, but it was too fast for him to keep up.
They had me do the hook by itself,
Got
but that shit is.
No, Peekaboo was hard. I like Peekaboo. And like the more I listen to GNX, the more the music grow on me though. This is why I fuck with that whole album, dog. Now I did see somebody that said they like Reincarnated. I fuck with Reincarnated, but it just wasn't hidden. But the more I listened to it, I was like, okay, what he's saying in the song is matching the energy, dog. He just telling a story of him in growing up in the rap industry and just trying to make it out of the hood, period, dog.
It's a tongue twister. I told him.
Bruh.
Like,
Yeah,
even when I heard it the first time, before I even knew they wanted me to do the hook by myself like that, I'm like, damn, he's saying this shit fast as fuck.
Who is he, Eminem?
Yeah. And when I told him, he like, bro, I just did like so many takes. I just kept
and
doing
one
it.
work.
Yeah, I just kept doing it. So when I went to go do it, like the first time I couldn't do it by myself. Like I had to hear him say it. Like it had to play while I said it.
Because of how aloof and out the way he is, most people won't know that a lot of these artists on GNX are people that Kendrick has already had behind the scenes relationships with. He's quietly tuned into the scene. For example, Wally the Sensei, who's featured on Dodger Blue, is from Kendrick's neighborhood and has known him for years. He appeared in the Family Ties video and is close to Kendrick's best friend J Real and Lil L.
We all come from the same neighborhood. Yeah. As far as me, Kendrick, L, Jay West.
Lil L manages hitter J3, who's also from Kendrick's neighborhood and appears on the album. Kendrick's close circle plays a major role in discovering this new talent.
I don't speak on it crazy, but like with K-Dot, me and him is really like this type stuff. So it's like whatever I'm listening to that I think is tight, I normally send it to him. I sent Savi Third music to Dot, you get what I'm saying? So, and he liked Savi, he looked at the story and thought it was authentic, and he brought him out to one of the shows, you get what I'm saying? But that's just normal things that we do, you get what I'm saying? But I sent him all that. I sent him all kind of artists in LA, and he sent me a lot of local artists that a lot of people don't even know he listening to.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Like he put me on a lot of niggas out the ghetto.
I'm real cool with Dot's best friend. He like his executive assistant.
Nice.
Shout out J Real.
J Real. I've been J Real. Yeah, shout out to J Real. I've been with J Real for a long time. Like basically like when I first started rapping it. But like when I first dropped my first 2 little mixtapes, he was just showing Kendrick and like, man, I think you should, tap in with this young. Like he hard. Whoa.
There are songs on GNX like Reincarnated, where you possibly came up with the inspiration for a record like that. Like
first off, shout out to Tupac. That's the number one. That was always one of my favorite records. With records like that, it's always going into my mind of like, what if, right? And crafting out my what if ideas to the masses. So when I think about concepts and I think about what I actually believe and what I feel, I just go through a breakdown as if I'm reading a book, and how I want people to hear this from a book sequence. So my initial process is, okay, how can I?
This is dope, though. Hey, let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section below. As always, let's get 40 likes, 40 subscribers. It's been Cash. I'm out. Deuces.